Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at the hardest hitting shadow Pokemon in Pokemon Go, and this is Sharpedo. Sharpedo has the highest attack stat of them all. There are other Pokemon that have higher attack stat in general, for example the Deoxys attack, but Sharpedo is the hardest hitting shadow Pokemon in the game. So let's take a look here at the team around it, and I have to say something before as well. Here we're actually going to encounter a great lead. I actually did play a set before I basically did the battles here, and I used a different lead. I used the Clodsire in the lead, and I went 0-5 because I encountered 5 times a Mudboy in the lead back to back to back. So I decided to swap it over to the Cresselia to hope that the extra bulk and the extra I don't know, spariness is going to help me out a little bit more. And let's see how that's going to go here today. We're going to see as well here the opponent going to a Gligar. You might think, oh, waterfall variant here of the Sharpedo might be better, but because the opponent didn't get an extra fast move in, I will be able to swap out here, get a Hydro Cannon off, and going to be able to do some decent damage before they can do anything. So this was definitely the better play to go for. In comes the Poliwrath, and so we're going to be able to go for another charge move. This is going to be able to connect, hopefully going to knock them out. And so we're going to be able to win the first battle without even showcasing our Sharpedo. Next opponent, here, look at this. This would have been a lovely matchup for our Clodsire, and this is going to be something that you're going to see quite often here today. The amount of matchups that I got afterwards, with where Clodsire would have been totally fine, would be a hard counter to what they had in the lead, was insane. And it's I kind of want to showcase that here as well, just because I want to show as well that sometimes you're going to struggle maybe for one set with a certain team, even though it does make sense on paper, you're just not going to get the right Pokemon. It is not always ideal to swap out your lead or something that doesn't work for you immediately. Just give it a try for a little bit longer and maybe you're going to have a little bit better success. That's kind of what I want to say with that, because if I used Clodsire, I think, in the lead in today's battles, I would have most likely won double the amount that I actually won at the end of the day. Just because I encountered so many Pokemon where Clodsire would have been really lovely. But yeah, anyway, so we're going to take a look here at the team. We're going to have Vareligator as our Saystop, and in the back we're going to have, of course, our Sharpedo. Sharpedo running the move of Waterfall. I actually was thinking about going for Bite. Bite is a horrible fast move, but still does a ton of damage, so it would have been maybe an interesting move to go for as well. Here, second battle, we're going to see the opponent can still go for a Surf, and look at the charm damage. It is absolutely wild. So basically there's no chance of winning this, and we can move on to the next opponent. And this is kind of what I mean. The amount of Charger Bug leads that I encountered all of a sudden with this team was absolutely wild. I think I encountered a total of 3. I don't know if all of those battles are going to be in here today, but 3 Charger Bugs, I think, in 12 battles in the lead was kind of wild. As you can see here, this team gets completely destroyed by Charger Bug. But maybe we can still do something here. Let's find out. Maybe we can still take a move here, and maybe we can still reach another charge move with our Cresselia. Turns out we are not going to be able to survive the next Volt Switch, and so we're in a tough spot, but at least Sharpedo, while we have to still use a shield here, we're going to be able to knock them out. But look at the damage that the opponent is doing here as well against us. I really wish that they would make Sharpedo a little bit better. Not too sure on how to do this, to be fair, but give it a better fast move would really be cool, because it's such a hard-hitting Pokemon. It's kind of lovely to play those more squishy Pokemon. But here, as you can see, Poison Fang gonna get the guaranteed drop. Also feel like Poison Fang should be a move that should get buffed in the next season. That's definitely an opinion that I have, because Nidoqueen is nowhere to be seen, and basically all the Pokemon that are running this move are kind of out of the meta. Poison types in general need a huge buff next season, so buffing Poison Fang back to its former glory with 35 energy, I feel like would be a decent play to go for. Here we're going to be able to knock out one of the opponent's Pokemon, but can we still win this game? It's going to be a close one. The opponent still goes for another Mud Bomb. We're gonna still survive it, and so Hydro Cannon is going to hit them. It's not going to be enough to knock them out, but maybe Sharpedo is going to have enough time here. Yes, we can, and so we can win this game. Next opponent, Dragonair. This is going to be a decent lead matchup for me, as I have Moonblast. Moonblast can be very good for me here, so let's see. We got straight for it. Moonblast is coming through. No bait at all, no bait really needed here anyway, and they let this move go through, sacrifice their first Pokemon, and now we're going to have to deal with a Ferrothorn. Look at this team, and look at Ferrothorn. It is basically impossible to win this one, because you're going to have to swap out now into the Feraligatr. Feraligatr is going to have at least an okay time here, because Crunch is going to be neutral, and also Hydro Cannon is going to still do some decent damage here, while we can kind of outspeed the opponent, which is kind of nice here. So we can go for a crunch. The opponent decides to use a shield. We actually get the debuff, which is kind of cool here, but I'm forced to use another shield as well because we are so weak against this Pokemon. But they're going to have a double answer to my backline here in the back with also the Lantern. Not too sure on how this team actually going to function for them, but yeah, it is what it is. We're going to be able to go for another charge move against the opponent here. This is going to be able to connect and actually going to even knock them out here nearly with another fast move, but they can still go for a charge move against me. I'm forced to let this move go through, of course, because I don't really have any shields left, and I have to hope that I somehow get like a debuff or whatever to win this game. Not too sure about it, but as you're gonna see here, there's no way of me winning this game anyway, so we're going to forfeit here and move on to the next opponent. LilyNiRiain, this is going to be a horrible lead matchup again. So we're going to swap out here into the Feraligatr. That's not going to be way better for us either, but it is what it is. We can still try our best here. As the Hydro Cannon is coming through, we're going to see that we can still try to go for another Hydro Cannon here afterwards. This is going to be great, as this is going to be able to get some more damage onto them, which is really cool for us. So let's see what the opponent is going to do next. It's going to be the Body Slam that is coming through here. We're going to try our best to get another Hydro Cannon off, but we are not going to be able to reach it in time. So I decide to use a shield here and either get another shield from the opponent, or maybe I get like realignment, which would be also kind of cool here. So let's see if we're gonna be able to get realignment, which we're gonna be able to do. And in the back is going to be a Shadow Gligar. So we can align our Sharpedo and look at the insane damage that we can do here, but sadly it is going to be the Annihilate in the back, and honestly, I should just no shield whatever they're gonna go for. We are one shield down. The opponent decides to use a shield here, and I think I would still survive a Shadow Ball, but I still, for whatever reason, decided to then use a shield here. My only play, I feel like, was to no shield, because I know that the Gligar has a move stored, and unless I would be able to knock them out here, which I'm not going to be able to do because I can go for the Shadow Ball way faster than I expected, we are basically going to have no chance here of winning this game. They're still going to actually give me a little bit more of a play there, which is not really needed or anything like this, but yeah, they're going to be able to just knock me out here, and we can move on to the next opponent. So yeah, having the highest attack as a Shadow Pokemon makes you kind of the biggest glass cannon, as you can see here. And look at this, again, our lead that we had prior would have been lovely. Clodsire is most likely the better lead here as well for this team compared to the Cresselia, but I don't think anybody is going to be like, yeah, I'm going to copy this team now because it's going to be so great with Shadow Sharpedo. Shadow Sharpedo really needs kind of a buff. Do you have like any move that this Pokemon could learn which might be interesting for like the future or whatever? I feel like there is a need for a new fast move for water types, like Flip Turn would like help out so many Pokemon. But also in the same breath, like there are so many water types already being good in the current meta game, so I would not really want to see another one being that crazy good. Here, by the way, if you wonder why I don't go for a crunch straight away, the game was just lagging and I was kind of out of sync with the opponent. I was trying to kind of navigate to not give them a free fast move, and it just never really worked out for me because the game lagged for a little bit there for whatever reason. But it at least does not matter too much here, I hope, because the opponent is going to get the drop there, which is kind of good for me. I'm kind of forced to use a shield here again, just farm them all the way down. But this is not going to be a great matchup. Drill Run is coming through. I'm going to do my best here to try to catch a move from the opponent. Let's see if that's going to work. It does not. But at least I can go for the back-to-back Hydro Cannon. Hopefully this is going to be the play that can win us this game. The opponent decides to use a shield here. I can still go for another one on the CMP tie, which is really important. And so we can still take a move with our Sharpedo. Like a Mud Bomb should not knock us out, even though we're so insanely squishy on this Pokemon. I think we're still going to be fine here. But let's see if we can still actually win the game. That's going to be a different question here. The opponent is going to be able to go for a Mud Bomb. It does way more than I expected. And so we actually just going to be able to go for a draw here, which is kind of wild. Next opponent, actually a great lead for me, which is kind of cool. And look at this, a Pokemon that I would have liked again against the Clodsire. Again, like, I guess against fighting type Pokemon, like the water and fighting type Pokemon here, like the Poliwrath, it's going to be better for us to have Cresselia. So again, like, it is kind of hit or miss. You kind of want to have both in the lead. I feel like there's no great lead for this Pokemon, but again, I doubt that anybody is going to be like, yeah, I'm going to copy this team now anyway. It's still kind of funny to see like the insane amount of damage that Sharpedo is doing here. If you enjoy this kind of more spicy videos, feel free to leave a like and subscribe as well. Would really appreciate it. As you're going to see here, the Poliwrath coming in, we're going to be able to go ahead and go for a Hydro Cannon. Two Hydro Cannons actually actually going to be nearly enough to knock them out, so that's going to be good for me, as I can reach another one in time, forcing a shield from the opponent, and this is going to be massive, as now we can just try to get some more damage in. We can go back into our Cresselia. I hope this is going to be an Icy Wind, because like if it's going to be a Scald, it's going to knock me, but Icy Wind we can still take. I can knock them out here most likely with the incoming grass type move of Grass Knot, and let's see if there's going to be something in the back that we can beat. If we had Bite, I would have been able to beat this one here for sure. So honestly, I don't even know if Bite would have been the worst play here, but here they even get the boost, which is absolutely wild, and so we're just going to forfeit this game anyway. Next opponent, great lead for me. This was basically what I encountered the entire time throughout an entire set, which was kind of wild. Here was a little bit slow at swapping out, which can be a little bit of a trickier one. We kind of have to, play around this a little bit. Because we were so slow, I'm going to decide now to go for the full farm run against the opponent. Shadow Claw is super effective, and I know that they're going to try to Steam P-tie against my next charge move, and so as I know that I lose a Steam P-tie, my best play is just to go for the full farm run here at this point and get a ton of energy, getting up to basically 2 Hydro Cannons, going to allow us to knock out the Whiscash as well if we want to. So, we're going to be able to go for another charge move. This is going to connect, and as you can see here, another Hydro Cannon is going to be enough. I see him P-tie on them on purpose. This is going to be able to connect as well, going to get the knockout, and in the back is going to be a Skarmory, and here I made a huge mistake. I should have swapped immediately into my other Pokemon, into my Sharpedo, because then I would have been able to go for the Poison Fang and drop the opponent's defense before they can go for a charge move. And this would have helped me out so much here, but like this, we basically just waste our Sharpedo completely, and now we have to hope that a Cresselia is going to be enough to knock out the opponent's Skarmory, and as you know already, this is going to be a bad matchup here for us, but yeah, let's see here. Maybe we can still do something. If they go for a Brave Bird here and we can see him P-tie, it might be fine, but we couldn't, so the opponent just overfarmed to over 100 energy most likely at this point, and they decide to go for a charge move here. Is it going to be a Brave Bird? It actually is, and so if I can catch a move, I might be able to win. I could not catch a move, and so we're sadly going to still lose a game here, right? Wrong. We can actually still win this one. Final battle, and again a Pokemon that I don't really want to see here. It would have been way better for our Clodsire as we had Stonehenge on this Pokemon, but it is what it is. We can still play this one out. It's kind of neutral. It is not really great for us. By the way, I'm playing a Moonblast here on the Cresselia just in case I encounter a Guzzlord, because if you take a look at the team and if you take a look at Guzzlord, Guzzlord would completely destroy the team unless I would have Moonblast here. But anyway, we're going to see here the Tropius in the lead, a very kind of toxic Pokemon here, as they're going to be able to go for one more Moonblast. Moonblast coming through, going to get them kind of low. And I kind of want to try to get a ton of energy with my Feraligatr. I don't even care too much about them getting to another charge move here, because I kind of want to keep my lead around. We still have an ABB style line, but they're going to have in the back an Umbreon. I don't like this Pokemon at all, because our fast move is going to be resisted, and it is going to be a little bit tricky for Cresselia to do anything here, so we have to hope for either Feraligatr or also our Sharpedo to do something in this matchup. So let's see, we can still try to go for another charge move, and they let this move go through, which is kind of good for me actually, especially as I can reach another Hydro Cannon. Now we could try to catch a move, so I try to go for another fast move here and try to catch, but they go straight for the charge move. Smart play by the opponent, getting rid of my water type here immediately, as we're gonna see them swapping into a Dugong. And here I should have mostly tried to catch a move onto my Cresselia, but the opponent is someone that I know as well. I think they have Twitter as well. I think they're really good as a player in general. So they know how to play this one, they know how to play around the matchup here in general, and so we are going to be able to still catch the move though. So good game there, this is going to be great for us. But can we actually still win this game here? It's going to be very close. We should be able to go for the full farm now, but it depends on what they're going to have still in the back. Of course, I still have the Tropius, and I did way more damage than expected, and so sadly the Umbreon can snarl us down 1 HP in a dream. But it is what it is. So yeah, I cannot recommend you Sharpedo at all, but I don't think this was like something that people really expected here. So yeah, definitely not a Pokemon you should try. But still, thanks for watching. See you then. Bye bye.